Now, we all know that there's a lot of towers in TDS, but there's one that stands out, and not necessarily in a good way. That tower is Gladiator. You received Gladiator from beating the Sword Fight on the Heights event all the way back in 2019, which means he's pretty rare, is what I would say if the TDS devs weren't money-hungry sharks. And I think with how old and outdated this tower is, surely he would have at least gotten a new model, a new design, maybe even a rework, but nope. In fact, the last time Gladiator even got a stat change was all the way back in August of 2023. Yeah, to say this tower is neglected is an understatement. Let's get into the video. Gladiator costs $300, which means you can place 2 at the start of the game. The main selling point of Gladiator is how he can hit multiple enemies at once. However, that only goes to 3. I'll get to the point. Think of Brawler, but like 5 times worse, and you get Gladiator. Gladiator used to be so good too. He was used in literally every speedrun you could imagine. And now look at him. A sad shell of the beast he used to be. Gladiator comes with an ability that can increase his fire rate by 35% for 15 seconds. This used to be OP, and what made Gladiator so good? However, it got nerfed, and it's less than savory to say the least. The thing with Gladiator is just that there's so many better options nowadays. Like Brawler, or Warden, or even Crook Boss. Think about it, what can Gladiator do that Brawler can't do 10 times better? I would even argue that Assassin is better than this chud. That's how terrible he is. Another thing is just how neglected this guy is. Like back in 2025, someone made an image about a fake Gladiator rework, and the developer even addressed it. It's like the developers know that this tower desperately needs a rework. They just refuse to do it. I'm sure they've said they're gonna rework him soon, but like, how long is soon gonna take? This poor tower is never getting his rework. Yeah, now watch Gladiator get a rework the day after this gets uploaded. Hey, so before we get to how to change Gladiator, I gotta ask you to subscribe. We've grown so much, but it's still not enough to get content creator role in TDS, and that's the goal. So, if you don't mind, subscribe. There's a lot of things I would do to Gladiator to make him better. First thing, make him be able to pierce through an infinite amount of enemies. That would easily turn Gladiator from an F tier tower to, at the very least, a low B. Another idea I've seen around is to give Gladiator the ability to change between all 7 of the Sword Fight on the Heights swords. This is interesting in theory, but like, what would each do? I feel like that would make Gladiator way too OP. You could say, give him like 3 to choose from, that would be good. Say one sword could slow down enemies when it hits them. One could apply an effect like bleed, and another could, I don't know, knock back enemies maybe? It's like Jester but melee. Another thing I would change would be his damage. Nowadays, enemies are a lot tankier, and Gladiator just can't keep up like that. And the ability also has like a charge up where he doesn't attack for a little bit, so I would get rid of that. His range is also insanely small at 6, so I would buff that to say like maybe like 8 or 9, just to help him out a little bit. That's all I can think of right now, but let me know what you would do in the comments. Actually ask some of my friends and ask them what they thought about Gladiator and how they would rework him. Here they are. What do you think about Gladiator? What do you think about him?
It sucks.
Why does he suck? Why?
He's pretty outclassed. Plus, new modes.
So, Nom,
Um,
what do you think of Gladiator?
it's bad now.
Like, how would you like change him?
Make him more better. Make him, well, his his placement costs will stay the same, but he would do more damage, and his ability would be fixed instead of him standing there for like half a second doing nothing, and give him more piercing.
What do you mean now?
Now it used to be alright. It was never good.
Well, what about the, when it was speed, like the main thing in speedrun?
I mean, it's one thing. It's pretty bad overall. There was way better options from the start. It was just good for one thing, and now it's gone because of one update.
What's your stance on like his state in the game right now?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, how does he like fare against, say, like casual mode or like a fallen?
Casual, he's good early game, but falls off mid to late game because he just sucks. And fallen mode, he's gonna leak first wave.
Well, there you have it. the most neglected tower ever. This video was kind of rushed, mostly because I didn't expect it to win the poll, but here we are, I guess. That's also why it's pretty short. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see me make, and I'll put it in a poll, and who knows, it might win. But thanks for watching to the end. You're officially cool now.